God says, I will never talk to you if you skip God now. A big tragedy is coming your way. I am trying to save your life, don't make the mistake of skipping me. Please do not scroll away, not now. Your soul is at stake, and this moment could change everything. What is coming next is not just a message, it is a lifeline, a whisper from heaven into your heart. There is something urgent God needs to speak to you, something that could shift your future, restore what you thought was lost forever, and protect you from what the enemy has planned. This isn't a coincidence. You are meant to hear this now. If you are still here, then you need to hear this through till the last word. Your future depends on it. Your peace depends on it. Your very life may depend on it. This is not a moment to ignore. Comment Amen to affirm your faith right now. Before anything else, you must understand that God is speaking clearly, without hesitation, without delay, and without any veil. He is telling you right now that if you continue to turn your heart away, if you keep skipping Him, ignoring His voice, His presence, His reaching hands, you are placing yourself in a path that leads straight into a coming tragedy that He is desperately trying to keep you from. This is not about punishment, this is about protection. His warning is not meant to scare you, it is meant to save you. The pain He sees ahead is not His will for you, but if you keep skipping God, He will let you walk into it, because love never forces, it only calls, invites, warns, and waits. Right now, the Spirit of God is crying out for you to stop everything else and listen. He is standing in front of you with arms stretched wide saying, please, do not skip me now. Do not ignore me like you did yesterday. Do not brush this off like it is just another moment. It isn't. This is the moment. Something is approaching you, and God sees it in full before it even touches you. He sees the weight of what is trying to reach your life. He sees the strategy formed against you. He sees the enemy waiting for you to fall asleep one more time. He sees what your eyes cannot, and He is crying out, not because He wants to punish you, but because He wants to protect you from it. So many people live blind to the fact that the tragedies that come into their lives were never written by God, they were permitted only because their own choices pushed God's hands away. He is not cruel. He does not desire your pain. But He is also holy. He cannot be mocked, and when He speaks a warning, you must know it comes from perfect love. He is not threatening you to create fear, He is warning you because danger is real, and His love is trying to pull you out of its path. Take a moment and breathe. Feel what's stirring inside you. That trembling feeling, that deep stirring in your chest, that sudden pull to stop scrolling or moving or distracting yourself, that's God reaching for your soul, whispering through this message because He knows exactly what's coming and He's trying to break the cycle before it's too late. You might think it's just a hard season. You might think you'll recover like you always do. But this time, the Spirit is saying the storm ahead is not like before. You won't have time to prepare if you delay. That's why He's pleading with you now. Do not skip Him. Do not treat this as just another moment of emotional inspiration. This is not about emotions. This is about your survival, your soul, your life, your calling, your protection, your eternity. And if you've been wondering why things have been falling apart in your life, why it feels like doors are closing, why people have walked away, why nothing feels stable, it's not always the enemy. Sometimes, it's God trying to get your attention. Sometimes, it's God shutting down every other voice so He can finally be the one you turn to. Sometimes, it's not about what you've lost, it's about what He's trying to protect you from gaining that would destroy you. God is calling you into His shelter. Not later. Now. Right now. Please, like this video so more hearts can be saved by this same warning. If you have been living distracted, numb, busy, bitter, confused, God knows. And still, He is saying to you, don't skip me now. He's not keeping count of how many times you failed. He's not standing with a list of what you didn't do right. He is reaching for you like a father desperate to pull his child from a burning house. He sees what's coming, and He is not here to shame you, He is here to rescue you. But you must stop skipping Him. You must stop pushing Him to the back while life takes first place. There is no more time to delay. The longer you keep skipping God, the further you drift from His voice, and the colder your spirit becomes. That's how the enemy traps you, not in one big moment, but in little distractions, in small delays, in quiet compromises, until you no longer hear God at all. And by the time the tragedy comes, you won't know where to turn. But it doesn't have to be that way. Right now, the grace of God is hovering over your life. His Spirit is covering you like a blanket, pleading for your heart to wake up. He still wants to walk with you. He still wants to speak to you. He still wants to lead you through what's ahead with power, peace, and covering. But you must listen. You must stop skipping the very one who has kept you alive this long. You are not here by accident. This is your moment. This is your rescue. Comment 11:11 if you believe this is a divine warning meant just for you. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest path to luxury? Leaked research reveals a simple ritual helping people attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, debt is dissolving and abundance is showing up fast. If you're seeing this now, you are God's chosen one. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. Everything you have walked through has been part of a divine interruption. That thing that didn't go your way, that heartbreak, that closed door, that unanswered prayer, it was not rejection, it was redirection. God has been trying to slow you down, to pull you close, to keep you from falling into something that will break you more than you ever imagined. That's why this message is reaching you now, like a hand reaching out of the heavens, pleading for you to take it before the storm hits. Because whether you believe it or not, a tragedy is on its way. It may not look like fire, but it will burn everything if God does not step in. It may not look like a thief, but it will rob you of joy, purpose, and peace. But if you stay close to God, if you turn back now, if you listen and follow Him, the tragedy can be stopped. It can pass over you. He can cancel it with one breath from heaven. You don't have to fear it. You only need to return. Come back to Him, not out of guilt, but out of love. Come back to Him because He knows how to lead you through the valley. Come back to Him because He never gave up on you, not even when you gave up on yourself. Come back to Him because He still has plans for your life. Plans to protect you. Plans to prosper you. plans to lift you and shield you and cover you under his wings. He sees what's trying to come into your home, into your children's lives, into your future, and he is not staying silent. He is speaking through every delay, through every closed door, through every sleepless night, through every tear. You didn't miss him. He's still here. But you cannot keep skipping him and expect to be covered. It doesn't work that way. You are chosen. You are marked. You are loved beyond your understanding. And because of that love, he is warning you. He is trying to save you before the flood comes. Before the betrayal hits. Before the loss strikes. Before the enemy celebrates. Please, stay till the end. You need to hear what heaven has been trying to whisper to you in the silence. There have been so many moments in your life where you should have lost everything, but you didn't, not because you were strong, but because God was still standing in front of the storm. Still whispering your name while you kept walking the other way. Still fighting battles you had no idea were even happening. Still saving you from what you thought you wanted. Still protecting you from people who would have broken your spirit beyond repair. If you only knew the weight of what was coming toward you and how powerfully God has been shielding you, you would fall to your knees in awe. But the truth is, he won't force you to stay close. He'll warn you. He'll send the signs. He'll whisper in the middle of the night. But if you keep skipping him, he'll eventually let you walk into the very thing he tried so hard to keep you from. Comment 222 if you trust that God is still fighting for your life right now. Many times, we treat God like he is an optional part of life, something to turn to when we're in need, but not someone to remain with daily. And yet, he is the only one who sees the full picture of your life from beginning to end. He knows where the enemy has laid traps. He knows where temptation is waiting to destroy your peace. He knows where the counterfeit blessing is hiding that looks good on the outside but would poison your soul on the inside. And that's why he keeps speaking to you with urgency. Because you cannot afford to take another step forward without him leading the way. The tragedy that is forming is not stronger than God, but if you keep skipping him, you step out from under his covering. That's the danger. You think you'll have time to fix it later. You think you can ignore his voice today and come back when things calm down. But it doesn't work that way. Every day you delay, the shield over you weakens, not because God is cruel, but because your own heart is drifting. And when your heart drifts, you begin to walk into territory that was never meant for you. God wants to walk with you daily, to speak to you clearly, to guide you with peace. But you must stop treating his presence as a backup plan. He is your lifeline. He is your first response, not your last resort. And right now, he is warning you not because he wants you afraid, but because he loves you too much to watch you self-destruct. This is love in its most powerful form, truth that shakes you awake before it's too late. Some of you have been feeling anxious, restless, even tormented inside. That's not just stress. That's your spirit responding to the distance from God. That's your soul aching for the safety of his presence again. You can try to numb it with distractions. You can try to drown it with people, success, even religion. But nothing will bring peace until you return fully to the one who created your soul to rest only in him. When he says tragedy is coming, He doesn't say it to curse you. He says it to warn you because he still wants to shield you. But he cannot shield what will not stay near. If you walk into the fire by your own will, ignoring every divine warning, you will be scorched by the very thing he tried to stop. This is your moment to choose differently. This is your moment to come under his wings before the storm hits. Is this leaked CIA ritual the missing key to your financial breakthrough? A once-hidden brain ritual is spreading fast. This strange 7-second method, confirmed by elite neuroscience labs, activates your brain's wealth magnet. The government may shut this down. If you're seeing this, you are God's chosen child. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. And let me tell you, when you truly stay close to God, no weapon formed against you will prosper. That doesn't mean you won't see battles, it means the battles won't break you. It means the flood won't drown you, the fire won't burn you, and the enemy will have no access to your soul. You will walk through the valley, but you won't die in it. You'll see the trap set before you, and you'll walk around it because God will whisper directions only you can hear. That's what happens when you don't skip him. There are things the enemy has planned for you that he's been waiting to release. Some of it looks like confusion. Some of it looks like delays, heartbreak, betrayals, sickness, depression. But God is standing in between you and those plans right now, saying, if you just stay with me, none of it will touch you. If you just return to me fully, you won't even feel the sting of what was coming to destroy you. You will see it with your eyes, but it won't reach your house. You will hear it knocking, but it won't step past your door. But the choice is yours. He won't drag you into safety. He'll invite you. He'll warn you. He'll send voices, signs, moments like this. But at the end of the day, love never forces. Love waits. Love speaks. Love protects. But love also lets go when you choose to walk away. If you felt like things have been going quiet lately, like your prayers have hit a wall, like the joy you once had is distant now, it's because skipping God has consequences. Not just spiritual ones, but emotional, mental, even physical. Your entire being was designed to stay connected to your Creator. When you pull away, you begin to fall apart from the inside out. But the moment you return, truly return, something begins to shift. Peace comes back. Clarity returns. Protection forms around you again like an invisible wall of fire. And even now, it's not too late. If you're still alive, you still have a chance to choose him fully. To let go of the distractions. To shut out the noise. To silence every lie that told you God was done with you. He's not. He's right here. Waiting. Reaching. Calling your name again. The coming tragedy doesn't have to be part of your story. What the enemy meant for harm can still be reversed. The weapon forming doesn't have to prosper. But only if you stop skipping God. Only if you return with your whole heart. Only if you allow him to interrupt everything and become your first priority again. God is not asking for your perfection. He's asking for your surrender. He's asking for your attention, your love, your willingness to walk with him again. Because in his presence, there is fullness of joy. In his arms, there is safety. In his voice, there is direction. And in his power, there is nothing the enemy can do to stop you. Right now, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. Heaven is leaning close. The angels are moving. The Spirit of God is hovering. Because someone's heart is waking up again. Someone is hearing the voice of God through this. Someone is choosing to not skip him anymore. Still, he waited. Still, he covered you. Still, he blocked dangers you never even knew were coming. That's why you're still alive. Not because of luck. Not because of your strength. But because of mercy that refused to let go of you when you had already let go of him. He says again, don't make the mistake of skipping me now. Because if you walk away in this moment, when I'm calling to you with such urgency, your future will carry the weight of what you refuse to hear. I'm trying to save your life. Not just your soul, but your mind, your family, your future, your peace, your body, your sleep, your strength, your calling. And every single one of those things is under attack. Comment 333 to declare your faith in God's covering. This is not a time for spiritual sleep. This is not a time to casually drift and assume everything will fall into place later. This is not a time to say, I'll get back to God when I have time, because the truth is, you may not have the chance later. What's coming is not small. It's not ordinary. The enemy has crafted a storm with your name on it. And God is not trying to scare you, He's trying to show you what He sees so you don't fall victim to it. The pain, the betrayal, the confusion, the breakdown, the loss, it doesn't have to reach you if you stay under His covering. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. When you keep skipping God, when you keep putting Him off, you slowly step out from His protection without even realizing it. You open doors you were never meant to walk through. You create space for the enemy to whisper louder. You forget what peace sounds like because you've gotten used to chaos. And that's when it hits. That's when the tragedy strikes. That's when you look around and wonder how things went so wrong so fast. But the Spirit of God is speaking right now because He wants to spare you from that. He's not waiting to punish you, He's reaching to protect you. He's not bringing judgment to crush you, He's offering mercy to cover you. But you must stop pushing Him aside like He's optional. You must stop pretending like time is on your side. You must stop silencing the very voice that holds the key to your next breakthrough. You've cried so many nights alone, wondering if God still hears you. He does. You've questioned if you've gone too far. You haven't. You've wondered if the damage is too deep to repair. It's not. You are not too broken for restoration. You are not too lost to be found. You are not too far for God to bring you back into His arms. But this time, don't walk away again. Don't treat this like every other moment. This is different. This is your wake-up call from heaven. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. You may not feel like you're in danger. You may even think things are getting better. But sometimes, the calm is just the silence before the strike. Sometimes, the enemy lulls you into comfort so you won't see the attack when it comes. But God sees it all. He knows what's happening behind the scenes. He knows what's being planned in darkness. And He's pleading with you, don't skip me now. Stay close. Stay under my wings. Stay in my voice. Because what's ahead will test everything you've built your life on. And only those who are planted in me will withstand it. God has been patient with you, not because He approves of the distance, but because His mercy runs deeper than your rebellion. His grace covers more than your mistakes. But mercy has a moment. Grace has a window. And if you keep running, if you keep ignoring His call, you will run straight into what He tried to save you from. The tragedy is not God's doing. The pain is not His plan. But if you skip Him, you step into it on your own. That's why you're hearing this now. Because He's still giving you a way out. He's still offering you a path of safety. He's still standing in the gap, holding back the very thing that was meant to ruin you. But that won't last forever. The storm is moving. The enemy is advancing. The distractions are getting stronger. And God is saying, return to me before it's too late. You've come through too much to lose it all now. You've survived too many attacks for this to be where you fall. You've been rescued too many times for you to let go of the one who kept saving you. There's a reason you've felt that strange pressure in your spirit lately. That urgency. That unexplainable feeling like something is shifting. That's not your imagination. That's the Spirit of God stirring you from the inside out. He's waking you because He knows sleep in this hour would be deadly. Spiritual sleep would cost you too much. And He's been shaking you, not to frighten you, but to protect you. He knows what the enemy has said about you. He knows what the demons have planned for you. But He also knows who you are in Him. You are chosen. You are loved. You are covered. But only if you stay close. Let go of whatever is keeping you from God. That relationship, that habit, that secret sin, that pride, that bitterness, it's not worth your soul. It's not worth your peace. It's not worth your future. Because nothing in this world can replace the safety of being close to God. Nothing can compare to the peace of walking under His shadow, the confidence of knowing you are guarded by heaven itself. You may not understand all the details. You don't have to. What you need to know is this: God is trying to save your life. This is not a metaphor. This is not symbolic. He means it. And the tragedy you're being protected from will either be your testimony or your devastation. That depends on what you do now. Do not harden your heart. Do not silence this voice. Do not scroll away and forget what you felt. He is speaking. He is reaching. And He is waiting. You are still His child. He still calls you His own. The cross is still enough. The blood still covers. The grace still runs. The mercy is still here. Not every loss is recoverable. Not every door reopens. Not every moment returns once it passes. And God, in His love and mercy, is telling you plainly that this is your moment of escape from something that could destroy you if you ignore His voice again. This is not about religion. This is not about going through motions or doing what people expect. This is about your heart. This is about the condition of your spirit. This is about the danger of pretending to be fine while your soul is drifting further and further from the only source of light. You can't keep skipping over the voice of God and expect to live in the fullness of His protection. There's no halfway path with Him. Either you're walking under His covering or you're outside it. And when you're outside it, you may not feel the weight of the consequence immediately, but it always finds its way in. Comment 555 if you know God is talking to you through this moment. So many people wake up one day and wonder how they ended up so far from peace, how they lost their joy, their clarity, their purpose, their connection to the voice of God. It rarely happens in one decision. It happens in quiet moments of skipping Him. In tiny compromises. In days when prayer was replaced by worry. In nights when worship was drowned out by noise. In hours when His word sat unopened while your heart opened to everything else. And then, before you realize it, you're surrounded by battles you weren't built to fight on your own. You're facing storms you have no anchor for. You're breaking in places that once felt strong. That is what happens when you step away from God. Not because He punishes you, but because you've walked away from the very place where your strength was meant to be refilled daily. God is not trying to frighten you. He is trying to restore you. But restoration cannot come to a heart that keeps skipping the healer. He cannot fix what you won't surrender. He cannot guard what you keep removing from His hands. He cannot lead where you refuse to follow. You have no idea how many times God has delayed things just to give you more time to come back. You don't even know the number of nights heaven stood guard over you while your heart slept in rebellion. You don't see the attacks that were canceled before they reached your life. You don't hear the conversations in the spirit realm where God defended you when the accuser tried to bring charges against you. He has been defending you when you weren't even praying. He's been protecting you when you didn't even acknowledge Him. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. But now, He's saying, no more delay. No more skipping me. No more waiting until things get worse. Return now. Because what's coming is not ordinary. And only those who are rooted in me will stand. The earth is shifting. The spiritual battle is intensifying. And those who are distant from God will feel the weight of it more than ever. This is not a time to live distracted. This is not a time to let the noise of the world grow louder than the voice of your Creator. The ones who stay close to Him will walk in peace while chaos surrounds them. The ones who remain hidden in His presence will sleep in storms and stand in fire without being burned. But the ones who continue to skip Him will stumble into disaster, wondering where God went, not realizing they were the ones who walked away. God is so merciful that even now, He is giving you another chance. Another call. Another tug at your soul. He is not pushing you away because of your sin. He is pulling you closer despite it. He is not looking for perfection. He is looking for surrender. He doesn't want your performance. He wants your heart. He wants to be the one you run to again. The one you trust. The one you follow. And when you return, really return, you will feel the shift. Peace will start flowing back into places that were dry for years. Joy will begin to rise where sorrow has lived too long. Strength will build in the broken places. You will no longer feel like you're barely holding on, because His hands will carry what you were never meant to lift alone. You've been exhausted because you've been trying to navigate life without the voice of the one who created it. You've been overwhelmed because you've been carrying weights He already offered to take from you. You've been anxious because your soul has been starved of His presence. And all of that can end now, if you stop skipping Him. You don't need 1,000 steps. You just need one. One step back toward Him. One whisper of surrender. One decision to make Him your first again, not your last. And when you do, He will meet you with open arms. He will run toward you. He will cover you. He will fight for you. Because God doesn't give up on His children. But He will allow the consequences of your choices to teach you what comfort never could. And He is warning you, not because you are hopeless, but because your life is precious. He sees what's coming and He refuses to be silent while you walk toward destruction. Don't harden your heart. Don't brush this off like every other moment. Something about this is different. Something about this moment is holy. Something about this word is for you. You have not gone too far. You are not too stained. You are not too late. But you must choose now. You can live covered or you can live vulnerable. You can live guarded or you can live exposed. You can live in the center of His will or you can wander in the shadows of your own plans. The choice has always been yours. But the time to choose is running out. A divine attempt to pull you out before the storm reaches your doorstep. Not everyone gets this chance. Not everyone receives a warning this clear. But you did. You are receiving it now. And that alone means God has not stopped fighting for you. Many times in life, people wait until the pain becomes unbearable before they cry out for help. They wait until everything falls apart, and then they remember God. But God doesn't want you to remember Him out of desperation. He wants you to remember Him because you trust Him. He wants you to walk with Him not just when things are falling, but when things are still holding together. And right now, that's exactly what He's trying to do, hold everything together for you, before it breaks. Comment 12:12 if you believe God is holding your life together even now. God sees the traps you don't see. He hears the lies being whispered behind your back. He knows the secrets that others plan to use against you. He sees the silent attacks forming in places you can't reach. And yet, with all that knowledge, His priority isn't to punish those people, it's to protect you. He isn't trying to expose them before He secures you. He wants you safe first. He wants you healed first. He wants you in His presence first. And that's why He keeps calling your name. That's why, no matter how many times you try to move on, forget, ignore, or push past it, something always brings you back to this place of conviction. Because God loves you too much to let you self-destruct in silence. He will interrupt your life as many times as it takes to get your heart back. But one day, if you keep skipping Him, you'll miss the final call. That's not a threat. That's the truth. Because every call has a purpose, and every warning has a time. When God speaks, He is not just talking for now, He is speaking into your future. He's trying to close doors that will bring destruction. He's trying to reroute paths that lead to heartbreak. He's trying to block storms that were never meant to touch your house. If only you knew how much heaven has already done to keep you alive this long. The number of near misses. The moments when you thought it was coincidence that something shifted. The sudden peace that came when you should have fallen apart. The day someone texted you at the exact moment you were thinking of giving up. That wasn't random. That was God. Always God. Always watching. Always reaching. Always protecting. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. But now He needs more than just your attention. He needs your return. He needs your heart to be fully back. Not halfway. Not lukewarm. Not when it's convenient. He needs your life, your choices, your days to be realigned with Him. Because what's coming next will shake everything that's not rooted in Him. The days ahead are not ordinary. The spiritual warfare is intensifying. And only those who are covered will remain standing. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being close. It's about being hidden in Him so deeply that no weapon formed against you can find its way through. And that only happens when you stop skipping God. You've gone through too many cycles. You've repeated the same heartbreaks. You've circled the same wilderness. And now, God is saying enough. Enough wandering. Enough pretending. Enough ignoring the signs. He has more for you. But you'll never receive it if you keep running. What if the very thing you've been praying for is on the other side of your surrender? What if the peace you've been desperate for is waiting in the place you keep skipping? What if the tragedy God is warning you about can still be avoided, but only if you return? God isn't asking for a religious performance. He's asking for a real connection. A real relationship. He wants you to speak to Him like you would someone you trust with your life. Because that's what He is. The one who holds your life in His hands. The one who knows your name even when you've forgotten who you are. The one who whispers when the world gets too loud. The one who fights when your strength runs dry. If only you knew the strength that would return to you the moment you stop skipping Him. You would never live another day without Him. If only you could see the angels that are already positioned around your life because of His instructions. If only you could hear the chains that would break the moment your heart comes back fully to Him. But you have to want Him again. Not just what He gives. Not just His blessings. You have to want His presence. You have to hunger for His voice. You have to make room again for the quiet moments where He speaks in whispers. Because that's where the protection is. That's where the strategy is. That's where the healing begins. And if you stay there, you won't have to fear what's coming. God is not sending this warning because He's angry with you. He's sending it because He's madly in love with you. He doesn't want to lose you. He doesn't want the enemy to have you. He doesn't want the tragedy to shape your future. He wants to lead you through the fire and bring you out untouched. But you cannot walk through it without Him. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop thinking you need to fix everything before you return. Just come. Come with the mess. Come with the confusion. Come with the guilt. Come with the questions. Just come. Because the moment you do, heaven begins to move on your behalf. The tragedy can pass over you. The loss can be reversed. The fear can be silenced. But only if you are with Him. You've tried everything else. You've followed your own plans. You've done it your way. And still, here you are, empty, tired, worn out, and searching. Now let God lead. Let Him restore what was broken. Let Him protect what you can't see. Let Him be the anchor when everything else feels unstable. Because when God covers you, nothing can touch you unless He allows it. And even then, He turns it for good. No matter how far you've drifted, no matter how many times you've ignored the call, there is still something inside you that knows He is the only true safety you'll ever find. And He's calling you back now, more urgently than ever, because the days ahead require your soul to be anchored like never before. Comment 777 if you feel God pulling you back right now. There are spiritual winds shifting around you. Battles you cannot see are already taking place. Assignments from darkness have been released not just to distract you but to destroy you. The reason the warning is so strong is because what's approaching will not wait for you to get ready later. It demands that you are covered now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. That's why this message found you. Because God is trying to position you for survival, not just success. For protection, not just blessing. He sees every detail of the storm forming behind the scenes, and in His mercy, He's asking you to take shelter before it breaks loose. You may not feel the urgency, but heaven does. God knows how the enemy works. He knows how the smallest compromise today becomes the doorway to destruction tomorrow. He knows how the moments when you skip Him become habits that slowly dry out your soul until you no longer feel conviction. That's the real danger. Not just the tragedy outside, but the tragedy within, the silent fading of your connection to the One who gives you breath. So many people fall not because they were weak, but because they became distant. They started strong. They had passion. They had vision. But over time, they kept skipping moments with God. They stopped making room for Him. They got busy. They got distracted. And eventually, they got vulnerable. That's when the enemy strikes, when you're still functioning but no longer covered. When you're still speaking faith but no longer living in intimacy with God. When you still know the right things, but your heart is no longer anchored in the secret place. God is not trying to scare you. He's trying to wake you. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. You don't have to keep repeating this cycle of loss and regret. You don't have to walk into another season of heartbreak because of disobedience. You don't have to face another battle alone. But you will, if you keep skipping him. Because outside his presence, nothing can hold. Nothing can last. Nothing can satisfy. No relationship, no job, no success, no comfort, no distraction can do what God's presence was always meant to do: protect, guide, fill, and sustain you. You've been holding yourself together, but God never asked you to do that. He asked you to stay close to Him, and He would carry the weight. That's why you feel so tired. That's why anxiety has crept in. That's why peace feels distant and sleep is restless. Because you were never created to survive without your Creator. You were never designed to stand strong in your own strength. And the longer you try to do life apart from God, the more empty, heavy, and vulnerable you become. This is your call back to His presence. Not for a moment. Not for a quick prayer. But fully. Deeply. Desperately. With everything you are. God wants your heart, not just your words. He wants your time, not just your leftovers. He wants your surrender, not just your attention during crisis. Because only in that deep surrender can He do what needs to be done in your life. Only there can He cancel the assignments against you. Only there can He close the doors the enemy has been trying to pry open. Only there can He redirect your life before you step into something that looks good but was never meant for you. You don't need another warning. You don't need another confirmation. You don't need another delay. What you need is to say yes to Him fully, finally, and completely. There are blessings waiting on the other side of obedience. There is peace waiting where you lay your plans down and pick up His voice again. There is protection available when you stay under His shadow. But you must decide, are you going to keep skipping the only one who can save you? Or are you going to stop and let Him take over? There is no more middle ground. This is the line. This is the moment. And this is the mercy of God giving you a chance to make the right choice before the wrong path pulls you too far. He's not mad at you. He's not disgusted by your failure. He's not ashamed of you. He's still waiting. Still hoping. Still believing that today will be the day you come home. And when you do, He will not remind you of what you did wrong. He will clothe you in His love. He will heal what you've been hiding. He will restore the years that shame tried to steal. Because that's who He is. A Redeemer. A Father. A Rescuer. A Shelter. And you are His child. Don't skip Him again. Not after all he's done to reach you. Not after how many nights he covered you in your sleep. Not after how many moments he pulled you back from the edge when no one else knew. Not after how much he still wants to give you. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not unworthy of a second chance. But you must answer his call now. The tragedy does not have to be your story. The warning can become your testimony. The brokenness can lead to breakthrough, but only if you return before the storm arrives. He is still here. Still speaking. Still covering. It's the pull in your chest when you try to move on, but something keeps calling you back. That's your spirit remembering its source. That's your soul crying out for the only one who truly knows how to carry you. And even now, that cry is being answered by the one who never gave up on you, not even for a second. Comment 999 if you can feel God pulling your heart closer again. You may not see it yet, but what's coming toward your life has the power to shake everything not rooted in God. It's not just a storm in the natural. It's a spiritual wave, a shaking in the unseen realm, and the only ones who will remain unshaken are those whose lives are truly anchored in the presence of God. You cannot afford to be casual about your walk with Him any longer. This is not the hour to live on the edge of faith, dipping in and out, calling on Him only when things get hard. This is the hour to be fully planted, deeply rooted, unwavering in your closeness to the Lord. The reason the enemy has been fighting you so hard is because he knows what happens when you get serious about your relationship with God. He knows that when you stop skipping God, your mind becomes clear, your heart becomes strong, and your spirit becomes dangerous. He knows that when you finally return and stay, you become a threat to every lie, every trap, and every plan he has tried to build around you. That's why the distractions have been louder. That's why the battles have intensified. That's why it's felt like everything is trying to pull you away from prayer, from worship, from intimacy with God. But God is greater than any distraction. His voice is stronger than the lies. His power is deeper than the pain. And right now, He's drawing a line in the sand and calling you to cross over once and for all. No more skipping Him. No more delaying. No more giving Him pieces of your heart while the rest is buried in fear, shame, or busyness. He wants all of you. Not to control you, but to protect you. Because the full covering of God cannot rest on a divided heart. There's something sacred about surrender. When you give God access to every part of your life, even the broken pieces, something begins to shift. Your atmosphere changes. The heaviness starts to lift. You begin to hear His voice again, not in thunder, but in stillness. And with every step you take back into His presence, layers of fear begin to fall off. Wounds begin to close. Regrets begin to fade. Because that's what His love does. It heals in ways nothing else can. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. You've been waiting for things around you to change, but God is waiting for the change to start within you. You've been praying for peace to come, but peace is a person, and his name is Jesus. He is not hiding from you. He is standing right in front of you with arms open, whispering again, "Don't skip me." Not now. Not when your soul is this close to being restored. Not when the miracle is right around the corner. Not when everything you've been praying for is waiting on the other side of your surrender. Let go of the guilt that's been telling you you're not worthy. Let go of the voice that says it's too late. Let go of the fear that says you won't make it. Those are not the words of your Father. That's the enemy trying to keep you bound. God's voice is different. His voice speaks mercy. His voice speaks redemption. His voice speaks future, purpose, and life. And right now, his voice is speaking louder than ever, because he knows what's trying to get to you, and he's trying to stop it. You don't have to live in survival mode anymore. You don't have to keep waking up with anxiety gripping your chest. You don't have to keep pretending everything is okay when inside you feel like you're falling apart. You don't have to fake joy. You don't have to chase comfort. You don't have to carry the burden alone. But you do have to return. You do have to come back and stay. You do have to stop skipping the only one who can hold your world together when everything else begins to shake. The Holy Spirit has been nudging your heart even before this moment. In dreams. In conversations. In moments when you were alone and couldn't explain why tears came out of nowhere. That was him. Always him. Calling. Reminding. Waiting. Protecting you even when you didn't know it. And now he's not asking for pieces of you. He's asking for all of you. He wants to rebuild what's been torn down. He wants to redeem what's been lost. But he needs your yes. Not a shallow one. A deep, lasting, immovable yes. You have no idea how close you are to the shift. You have no idea how many prayers are about to be answered the moment you stop running. You have no idea how many doors are ready to open when you let go of the weight you've been carrying. But none of it can happen if you keep skipping him. He will never force his way in. He will always wait for the moment you decide to turn back. And when you do, he will run. Not walk. Run to meet you. This is that moment. This is not just a message. This is divine mercy knocking on the door of your heart, saying, "Let me in again. Let me speak again. Let me heal again. Let me protect you before the storm hits. Let me fight for you before the battle even reaches your doorstep." Don't let comfort rob you of conviction. Don't let convenience keep you from your covering. Don't let the habits of yesterday steal the breakthrough that belongs to you today. This is the cry of a father who sees what's coming and wants you hidden under his wings. This is the love of a Savior who still believes in your future. This is the whisper of a King who still calls you chosen, anointed, protected, and worth rescuing. Do not skip him again. Not now. Not when he's this close. Not when you're this loved. Not when your life is this important to heaven. The greatest tragedy is not the one that happens around you. It's the one that happens within you when you grow used to skipping the very one who gave you breath. When the wonder fades. When the urgency becomes dull. When the voice of God becomes just background noise in a life filled with distractions. That's when the enemy celebrates, because he knows you don't have to hate God to drift away from Him. You just have to stop prioritizing Him. And when that happens, the doors begin to crack open. The ones you thought were closed for good. The ones that lead to anxiety, confusion, compromise, and sin. They don't fling wide overnight. They open little by little, when your prayer life dries up. When worship becomes optional. When you tell yourself tomorrow you'll pray, but tomorrow never comes. This is how it happens. The fall isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, slow, unnoticed, until it's too deep to climb out of without scars. But even then, God still comes looking for you. Even then, He still speaks. Even then, He still says, "Come back." Right now, He's not waiting for your perfection. He's asking for your presence. He's not demanding a performance. He's asking for your attention. Because when your heart turns toward Him, even just slightly, He pours out mercy like rain. He doesn't meet you with judgment. He meets you with healing. With comfort. With truth. With power. He knows how tired you've been trying to carry everything alone. He sees the way you've been pretending to be strong when inside, you're breaking. He's watched the nights you cried yourself to sleep, hoping no one would notice the pain in your eyes the next day. He's heard the silent prayers you whispered in your car, on your way to responsibilities you didn't have the strength for. And still, you're here. Still breathing. Still standing. Still being pursued by the God who refuses to let you go.